Hello, Star Wars CCG players, fans, aficionados, and folks who just love the sound of my voice. Garrett Larson here, Dead Body on the forums and Slack and everywhere else. Here to bring you Game 2 of Matthew Harrison-Trainor versus Justin Desai in the Star Wars CCG OCS Top 16 matchup. For all of you that watched yesterday on the PC channel and everyone who missed it and watched on YouTube or whatever else, MHT won Game 1 by 4 force, so his differential of 4 in this match play event, playing QMC, the Ancient Watering Hole variant, versus Justin Desai, and playing a Slip Sliding Jabba's Palace deck. Was a spectacular game, and with it being match play, it means Justin absolutely, played it to only losing by 4. That's a insanely close match that Justin can absolutely, all he's got to do is win this game by more than 4 and he wins the match. So looks like the table's posted. MHT's got things going. So MHT is on dark this round as he played QMC in light last time. He is playing 12 card hunt down, and it looks like Justin is on an Obi Muning variant. So we will see what he does here, as I apparently have to log into Twitch real quick to chat. Apologize for this. So we've got Obi Muning starting I Can't Believe He's Gone, I Must Be Allowed to Speak, and Walkling, and 12 card hunt down for MHT. So this is a interesting match. Joker King in chat is commenting that there should be lots of Lukes to keep things flipped, and I expect there are, but Luke and Yoda is the only guys who can flip. So MHT starts with Grabber and Imperial Detention, possibly to stop any Gunite style shenanigans. And oh no, that's not Gunite, it's just the I Must Be Allowed to Speak. Only works at the Lars Farm and Jabba sites. He plays Sonic Bombardment to go grab the security tower and start with the Force Choke. I mean, we don't have a battleground on table yet, but that'll change soon enough. And we must accelerate to go grab another Twix. All we need to see here is Vane for Vader's Castle, and MHT will have gotten the Hunt Down Dream start right here, which is just all my Twixes out on table. I get tons of force, let's rumble. With Obi Muning, I expect Justin's going to be dropping probably 2 battlegrounds on his turn. I think we'll see the farm, and we'll see a Tatooine battleground related to Obi's hut. Force will not be an issue for Matt this game, I don't think. It might be a little bit for Justin. That's something Hunt Down does pretty well, is Force Choke somewhat. Looks like Matt's probably figuring out what else is in his deck, what's in his force pile, and thinking it all through before he drops the flagship bridge. Wondering if he's playing Count the Vaders and figuring out if he wants to do something like Vane and another pull and risk that one force being the one Vader in his force pile, something along that line. It's still real early, so he could also be thinking of something like checking for his I Am Your Father's or ways to get it, that's definitely a card he's going to need to have in play. There's a Phantom Menace from hand, which isn't necessarily a great card in this match because Justin's not going to be running Jedi. Like, the only Jedi he can deploy is Yoda, and Yoda's not really integral to the Obi-Munin decks, but it gets it out of Matt's hand. It's a 7 he can track back. He gets out new. Like, it's not a bad card, it's just not the most impactful card. Obi-Munin, I've not seen Obi-Munin variants playing the Force of Strong with this one. If they're running a Destiny Adder, it's usually Return of a Jedi, simply because it's more generically useful. Justin loses an R2 and Red 5 from hand. Matt loses Enter the Bureaucrat from hand, which surprises me a little bit, as dropping that on the Cantina is a nice way to force the action if you don't want to go after him, but I think that sort of screams that Matt is just planning to absolutely take his run at Tatooine and see where he can get from there. Justin only gets 5 force this turn, which feels bad. Like, you never like sitting there and going, all right, he's got 4 locations on table that don't give me any force, and I've got my 1 Twix. Like, between Communing and Walkling, 5 is still okay. That's not a card I expected to see. The Entrance Cavern comes down. Not terrible, as it's a 1/1, drain +1, and it's interior-exterior, which is a little surprising to see the interior-exterior. Like, I guess it works for something like a Blast the Door Kid, but it doesn't protect you from walkers. So we do see Justin put out a couple Battlegrounds on table as he grabbed the Entrance Cavern and the farm from reserve. Going with the Entrance Cavern instead of something like Mos Eisley does slow his activation down by 1, which is not necessarily ideal for Justin either, but he may also not be running the Cantina combo because he expects he's not going to be able to get his speak pulls there, so why not? Yeah, the Entrance Cavern's not a bad site at all. It's an interesting site. It's one I don't think a lot of us have considered in Obi-Munin, but it definitely makes sense, and it's a solid, there's a limited number of Tatooine 1/1 drain +1 sites. I think the Judland Wastes are another one out of the OTSD box, the official tournament sealed deck. We see Visage go, and Matt loses a Maul Strikes, and Justin loses a Hear Me Baby. So, just a lot of kind of setup right now. I mean, Matt's now got 10 force and 11 in hand. Justin pulls a Goldenrod to stop the free, or at least force Matt to pay 2 for the Blizzard 4 Innovator pull. I assume if Matt had done something silly like try to force push last turn, Justin would have done that. Yeah, I'm a little surprised at the Hear Me Baby going away. I mean, it might just be the weakest card in Justin's hand, and you don't top deck against Huntdown. Like, you just... unless every single card in your hand is absolutely 100%, no question asked, going to be important, you don't top deck against Huntdown. You lose from hand to make sure you know what you're losing and don't, get stuck. Like, if he'd have flipped off top and lost like Luke's lightsaber or something that's actually key, it would have been real bad. So he probably, every card in this deck is important. You know, Justin does not put random High Destiny cards in just for giggles. Every card's good. You never like losing any of them. They're like your children. You want to, you know, you don't like losing them, but sometimes you cut weight, and that's the one. You can get the lightsaber from Lost once, but you'd ideally not have to do that. You know, ideally you'd get 2 uses out of it. First, you deploy him, you get it on him, and then you deploy it from Lost after you, I can't believe he's gone, Luke back out. Like, yeah, you can get it from Lost, but you'd ideally do it only once instead of twice. Or, you know, only need to do it. Get 2 uses out of it. I knew what I meant. Vene going to Lars' farm instead of trying to protect the Visage. I think Matt's probably rightly figuring that Visage certainly isn't hurting him right now any more than it's hurting Justin. And he can do that. And yeah, Vene going down for 1 to the farm because it says Vader in text is a sneaky little fun what the heck play. Matt using Vene to grab a card with Vader in title. We do see he threw out the I am your father. Matt grabs Vader's castle into hand. So Matt's, I like the position Matt's in. Like, the only thing he doesn't have right now that he'd like to have is the Cloud City 2-2, the downtown plaza, and honestly, like, he wants that in hand right now. He's not going to deploy it, as he uses the farm, or the Vader's castle, to grab Choke Lord Vader, Darth Vader, Dark Lord of the Sith. Uses I am your father to grab his lightsaber, and I'm expecting we'll see use the warp ability of the castle to send Vader to the farm with Vene and threaten a drain of 3 right now. And Justin's only got 8 cards in hand, or only is going to have 8 force. He's got 11 cards in hand, which is good, but it's not great. And he's going to appeal another force to Visage here as Matt's flipped. And Choke Vader makes it... Yeah, if you have Luke plus Saber, I think you got to put him at the entrance cavern, but you're not going to feel good about it because that drain of 3 is going to be nasty. You know, and Luke plus Saber alone is just screaming for Matt to come at him. Yeah, I don't know. I never like being the second one to set up that drain of 3 and try and trade. So there's the Tatooine system. So Justin's definitely running a little bit different version of Obi-Muning than most. Tatooine system's actually very solid for, and there's Mos Eisley from hand, so he drew into a bunch of his sites there. He may be trying to set up some sort of a Tatooine celebration thing here. So I don't hate Leia at the entrance cavern there. I don't love her though. She's not going to flip she's not going to flip Matt back. She can cancel the drain, which is nice, and he can't Tarkin's bounty, even either of the characters, to get it. There's Luke, so now he's got Luke and Leia there. Luke Rebellion's Hope. Justin's playing cards I didn't expect here. So now it changes a whole lot of things. It also makes that Choke Vader a whole lot scarier. When you're Luke's only ability 4, people be getting choked. There's a handle. I can handle myself and Rey stacked on sand, which I don't hate at all there. I think Justin's really wishes he had a weapon to put on Luke here. I think the hunting rifle would be a real nice card here. I'm wondering if we're going to see some sort of an Ellis here from Matt shortly. Seeing someone privately tell me this looks similar to a build Tom has been playing around with communing. And I could see that. It's got some, some of the Tom ideas going for sort of big play cards a little bit. And I know Tom's been working with Justin. Matt going with the late masterful move just to cycle back a 6. I'm sure he's going to grab a Gick and get that mean old 1 out of his deck. And we'll see a recycle, and both of them are going to lose the Visage. Justin's already lost some cards he didn't really want to. Matt losing the Infiltrator off the top, as Justin does peel from the top and loses an Odin and First Aid, which is another card like Hear Me Baby that's not a hugely impactful card, but definitely is a card he would have liked to have. Throws out Battle Plan to make Matt pay for that drain. I don't know if Matt's gonna. Like, I'm a big proponent of just force your way through Leia. You gotta pay to drain, make him lose Leia, or make him use Leia early because you want to be able to get those drains through. But it depends a lot on what Matt's got in his hand and what else he's got. So we'll see what his thought process is here. I think if he pays to drain, he may not be making a run at Luke and Leia. Yeah, I wouldn't be at all surprised to see Skywalkers. I wouldn't be surprised to see Blast the Door Kid. There's a lot of things Justin could be playing to keep himself alive here. Even Narrow Escapes. Although I'd kind of hate to be moving him to Obi's Hut. Like, that's not really a great spot to get dumped into. Skywalkers wouldn't surprise me at all. That's a card I've been running in some decks because adding 2 Destiny is always fun with Luke and Leia, but the alternate cancel barrier text is also pretty darn impactful at times and definitely useful. However, like Blast the Door Kid could be all for naught if Matt has his Blast Door control. So Matt is into control phase, does not drain. So he's got 16 force and 11 cards in hand, and that tells me something's coming down. Because there's frankly no reason not to drain otherwise. So there we've got a Lord Maul. Now, he won't get the immunity from Phantom Menace, but A, he can grab Newt and force a card off of Sand, which he might do anyways just to stop the +1 from Lord Maul. And it'll send Phantom Menace back in a nice 7 to track. I don't see a barrier from Justin, which isn't necessarily a huge surprise. I wouldn't have expected a lot of barrier type cards in here, maybe one, but he may also be doing the I'll save it for Newt, and that way Newt's stuck there if a battle gets started. We'll have to see. We'll see where Matt goes. I feel like there's no way he didn't force through the drain or force the drain into Leia without some sort of plan to do more than just drop Lord Maul battle and pick some up. Yep, so here's the Phantom Menace trying to deploy an Emodian. He failed on the pull, so Justin gets a verify of the deck. I don't think that stops Matt from battling. I think especially with the 3 and 4 there, and actually, yeah, they're power 6 total. And there's no reason not to, and especially now with Mara, you're going to clear them. And that's kind of your goal. Just kill them both, get the hunt down damage in. So Mara also is not barriered. Matt starts the battle. Looks like I don't see any Justs out of Justin, so no Blast the Door Kid, nothing super crazy. This might not be the way he wants to go. So Lord Maul swinging at Leia, draws a 3 and a 4, so that's going to get her. So I don't love, well, I guess Leia's got slightly higher immunity than Luke if it gets to that point. Luke's a 4, Leia's a 5 because she's with Luke. Not a, I doubt that'll be a huge play. So Justin using Master Kenobi to add 5. He can use I Can't Believe He's Gone to either add 1 to the Destiny, or he can use it to activate 1. I'll be honest, I'd probably be activating 1 here. There's Isard. For the first Destiny was Mara swings at Luke, and Aplek for the second Destiny. So Luke is actually going to get missed, as that subtracting 2 from Obi's hut makes it a total Destiny of 4, so he does miss the swing. Luke potentially stays alive. Is Justin going to grab a card off of Sand to avoid Lord Maul's +1, or are we going to see something like a Skywalker's or something to try and clear both Maul and Mara? Because I don't think Justin really wants to be in a position where he's staring at, 2 sites full of Dark Jedi. Looks like it might be back to Matt for an action here. Wondering what is Matt thinking of something like a You Are Beaten to just, that'd be a bad play. There's definitely a better time for something like that. Just wondering if he's trying to think of something else here, or maybe he's just trying to plan who he's going to forfeit and what, because I could definitely see keeping Lord Maul on table here to keep Phantom Menace in play and maybe hope Justin doesn't come after him and he can drop a Newt with him next turn. Just not sure what the decision tree is here. Okay, so he is force pushing to exclude Lord Maul and Luke. That should end the battle then, because that would then end. Yep, so that'll end the battle. And basically it behaved, he snipered a lone Leia and leaves Luke sitting there. Interesting play. I like being able to keep Luke or Maul and Mara there. It gives him another turn, and he can't use the revive on Leia, but Leia wasn't going to get the revive anyways. Luke was the guy that gets revived, because if you let Luke die and you revive Leia, you can't battle with Leia. Like, Luke is going to get the revive unless he's got another Luke, and even then, Luke might get the revive. So yeah, you block the revive on Leia because she wasn't forfeited, she was lost, but I don't think that's... I like keeping Mara and Maul alive. I don't hate the play that way. It's an interesting choice to make, because it does give Justin another out, and he can wait on using the revive another turn. So it looks like Justin does a search with Kenobi, I think just probably to verify what's in there, and gives Matt a verify. Communing to peek at the top card of his force pile. I'm not sure what he's got going on here. Like, I'm assuming he has the Cantina somewhere, and he must have just activated it. Is he going to try and go after Mara and Maul? That feels bad. So he pays full freight for Owen and Baru to Mos Eisley. Yep, there's an oops. He definitely meant to drop them at the farm for free. He asked for the revert. And yep, Matt allows it, which good guy play. Definitely the way to go. You don't need to, that wouldn't have changed, didn't change anything in the game state. Justin just misclicked. So good job, Matt, not trying to take advantage of that. So drops Owen and Baru there. I wonder if we're going to see a celebration come out here. I'm not usually a big fan of it, but I could even see a undefended celebration just to take a shot at it while you have the cards. Harvest could also be real nasty right now, as Matt doesn't have the code clearance shield out. So that first harvest could be pretty good if he's got it. Yeah, he doesn't have secret plans either. He's one of those would be nice. Looks like Casey joins the cat. Surprised there's not a secret plans right now. I think Matt realizes he's still locked in on shields. There's another Leia going to Mos Eisley. That's a whole lot of setup here. And Leia going to Mos Eisley, well, he already used the speak on Leia, so not a big deal. I'm a little surprised not to see some sort of shields pull for secret plans, as I think that'd be more impactful than code clearance. But the other side is, until he uses something like Owen and Baru doesn't always guarantee a harvest. And that might be it. Casey just said the same thing in chat. Maybe he knows that Justin isn't running harvest, and Owen and Baru are just solid free deploy character in the deck. So there's a chance there's just not a harvest in there, and that's fine. Luke being left alone is a little... Like, I know you don't want to move him away and flip the objective back, but I guess he'll be power 8. Feels like this is a... I don't think you dodge here. I don't know. Maybe this is just that you'll let him die and revive him to go hard next turn after you kill one of those guys. Like if Justin's sitting on a Hujix here, you're going to say, fine, let him die. Matthew has 18 force right now. Again, wondering if he's going to pay 3 and drain and force Leia's hand or not, especially since Justin's got a were you looking at me? Were you looking for me on top? Which would give him the 3PO he probably wants right now. Like, I feel like he's definitely been doing a little bit of searching. So there is the drain of 2. And yep, canceled with Leia. Makes sense, but I do think pushing it through is the right idea. If you're not going to go at Leia this turn, and you need to force those drains through, because he'll cancel the first 2, and then after that, nothing. There we see a Palpatine, which will actually bump Matt's activation a couple more, but also give him that sight and the ability to maybe go with Vader at someone. And there's Forlom with concussion rifle. Matt might also just be saying, you know what? I'm going to hold this farm. This farm is mine, and no one else gets it. Matt goes for the Force Lightning and misses. Not a guarantee there's Force Lightning in the deck. We haven't seen a Dooku. I wouldn't be shocked if there's one in there. I wouldn't be shocked if there's not one. I think it would depend a lot on if he's running any Dooku's. If he's running a Dooku, I could definitely see a Force Lightning because Fry Sizzle is fun. If he's not, wouldn't shock me at all. Matt starting a battle at the entrance cavern. Looks like Justin doesn't really have a response to it, and he might just be expecting, okay, Luke's going to die. Draws a Vader for Weapon Destiny, so that's not a good start. And a Force Field. Now, that could hit, or he could subtract with Obi's Hut from it. And Justin is going to Obi's Hut the Force Field, so it makes it a 2, means the total Weapon Destiny is 3, and that's a miss. And Justin's going to add 5 to his power with Master Kenobi. Mara's swinging at Luke. There's a 3. There's that Newt, so Matt's not going to, Matt's burying it. Oh, and a 1. That is not what Matt wanted to draw there, as he fails on the swing again, although he's up by 4 in power, effectively 5 in power, because he'll add +1 to the Battle Destiny, unless Justin grabs one of those cards off sand. And he's not, so there's a 4 for Battle Destiny. That's enough to kill Luke. I feel like Matt might be sitting on a Sith Fury and just not wanting to use it right there. Didn't need those cards, and there's the 5 for Battle Destiny that we knew he was going to draw. So, and you do have your moments to make it an 8, which is enough to take out both of them. I like that play. I like that play a lot. That's definitely not what Matt wanted to have happen, as Justin can now revive Luke to a empty site. Yeah, that ended up being very, very good for Justin. That was a sorry, trying to figure out how to ban. There we go. We're just banning people already from chat. I've never had to do that before. It feels so special and fun. Because I banned lots of people for other stuff. I've banned enough Patrick Donnell accounts to have a lifetime worth of bans taken. Yeah, I think you drain for 3. I think setting up Celebration is definitely in Justin's plan. That battle went... He couldn't have scripted a better shot there. He didn't lose anything. He gave up he's used his I can't believe he's gone revive, but that was exactly where he wanted to use it. Yeah, 7 cards in hand, only 12 force. He's probably not gonna... At best, we'll see a drain for 2. But he is gonna cost him another card from Visage. That's burning them both right now. Force count, while we're looking at it, they both have 27 cards down. Matt has 4 more cards in hand. Matt's got 11 in hand. Justin has 7. So, very close game so far. So Matt lost the Cloud City 2-2. I just want to see, and he lost that from hand, which makes sense. He's does not need that site right now. Doesn't need the force. Really doesn't want to give Justin the force. 12 force is not a lot. Loses a couple pullers from hand. Loses the Sonic Bombardment, and we must accelerate to the Force Drain. Those are cards Matt wanted early. He got them early. He got all his Twixes out. Now he doesn't need to have them anymore, and just tossing them to the drain is good. Justin is using Master Kenobi. Looks like he did get the Cantina in there. So we are going to potentially see some shuffling going on. he needs a system. He needs to take the system though. Like I'd really like to see Honshu and the Falcon up there, or even like the Resistance Transport along with the Celebration. Like you need something. Ask and ye shall receive. So Honshu and the Falcon up there is pretty nasty, and Matt lost one of his Sith Infiltrators already, which is one of the cards he would have needed to try and get another Battle Destiny up there. My guess is Matt, especially with Emperor going to ground, Matt's conceded the system. It's fine. I'm going to take that drain of 1. Expect he's probably running at least one Masterful Move Masterful Move combo to cancel Celebration if Justin gets it set up. Do see Justin just decide to draw a couple, and Visage, burning Surface Defense from Matt's hand, and an R2 and Red 5 from reserve deck. I like the Luke and R2 and Red 5 setup. Like, that's against a heavy space deck, something like a Thrawn, you can just drop that down and be like, alright, well, I'm now, power 8 plus 5 plus a Destiny to Power or Attrition plus a Battle Destiny, like, and it all comes down for 4 force. Like, that's a really nasty setup, and especially against, like, Thrawn, where you can just go first turn and fine, I'm not even worried about command. Like, just, here we go. Joker King says, can he keep Luke alive this turn? We'll find out. I wouldn't necessarily be counting on it, but actually, like, keeping Luke alive this turn isn't necessarily the worst thing, and he's going to have a 7 on top if Matt does force the drain through to get that second Leia burn, which makes it even less likely that you really want to go attack Luke. Like, Luke with that 7 on top, now you're looking at power 15. Justin has been known to play interesting cards, and Old Ben would be a solid card for this deck. That looked like an activate enough. I think that was getting him Newt. I'm not the world's best tracker when it's not my own game, but I think Newt was about 10 cards down, so we may have just seen Matt activate to Newt, so we could very well see a Newt plus Maul coming down somewhere. Force a card off hand. Like, even if he kills Luke here, I don't hate the position Justin's in, because then you just Cantina Shuffle Rey to the Cantina, you get your Drain of 3 going for free, and shuffle Leia and Owen and Beru over after. Like, yeah, you lose, and actually you can do the Shuffle Rey, Drain of 2, Shuffle Leia, and then Drain 1 at Mos Eisley, and then finish shuffling them together. So there we see Lord Maul with Saber come down at Mos Eisley on top of the young ladies. Seems kind of rude of him, but let's see where this goes. I expect we'll see a Newt Gunray as well. I think that's what Matt forlommed for. And that makes a lot of sense why he didn't force that drain through Leia, because you didn't want to put that 7 back on top. Matt definitely being deliberate. I mean, he's always kind of a little bit more deliberate player. Oh, Kylo with Saber. So he's only got 6 Destiny in there. He's only got 6 in reserve deck. So Maul, Kylo, and Newt sure do make a good combo. Be interesting to see how Justin plays the Obi's Hut Destiny subtract, because you might want to save it to subtract from Kylo's, which means you might give up the hit with Lord Maul, even if it's close, just because if you subtract from Kylo's, you cause that force loss. I'm sure the handle gets pulled here. I mean, it's Although, honestly, he might just pull Ray. Like, the handle works best when it's lone females. Female characters defending a battle alone at a site, cancel a gesture on weapon destiny targeting your female character. I mean, maybe you use that to cause that force loss with Kylo. It's not terrible, but at the same time, like, especially if he swings high enough with Maul first to absolutely guarantee a hit. Oh, instead going Newt on top of Luke and just trying to, you know, Newt's got good enough forfeit. He's drawn a Battle Destiny. You just count on killing him. You know, I might not grab the handle. I might just grab Ray. And even if you count on, okay, well, I'll lose Ray, the site gets wiped, and then I'll deploy another Ray and grab all my shenanigans again. Matt starting a battle at Mos Eisley first with Kylo and Maul. Lord Maul swinging at Leia. There's a 4. And what do we got here? A 3, so that's going to be a hit either way. We'll see what Justin's thought process is he doesn't necessarily have to grab a card off sand, but I do think grabbing one is right here. Let's see now. I was thinking Ray. Instead, he grabs the handle this so he can cancel a weapon destiny targeting either Onabru or Ray. So we get the Kylo swing at Onabru. There's a 3. I expect he'll just subtract 2 from that one, because then he can potentially save the handle. Yep, there we see the subtract 2 from that, because if Matt draws a bad destiny here, he can save the handle. Oh, Matt draws a good destiny, so I expect we'll see the handle to cancel it. Yep. And that'll cost Matt a force for Kylo. Matt grabbing the handle. I don't hate that, but I'm not... I don't know. I feel like there's potentially more interrupts you're more worried about seeing there. I still don't necessarily love grabbing the handle, simply because you're probably going to have to lose Ray here. You know, if Matt draws a good destiny, you're losing Ray, and I would have rather had Ray. Matt loses Emperor's Enforcer from hand to the force loss with Kylo, which I think is Matt's way of saying, you're never killing my Vader. And we see Justin activate a force with, I can't believe he's gone. I don't necessarily think it's worth the power add. Like, you're not going to get overflow here. You're in turn not going to cause any overflow damage. There's the 6 for Battle Destiny, which is what I see going on here. Yeah. So there's a 4 for Battle Destiny back. So Justin or Joker King makes questions if lost during opponent's turn, Luke is power +6 until the end of your next turn. But Owen and Brew are not dying because of the 6 for Battle Destiny. So Ray is gone, which means Newt versus Luke is just a simple 3-3 battle. Except we're going to sand to get back Ray, so he can use Ray. And then he's going to add 5 to Luke's power, and he's going to add another 1 to his destiny. And Newt's probably okay. Oh, he's activating a force instead of adding 1 to his destiny. I think he might be trying to save a force to grab in case he needs to, or he wants to grab Gick. Oh yeah, can't add 1 to the destiny anyways with sand. So I knew there was a reason I wasn't doing that. There's another 6 from Matt, as he's definitely taking advantage of 3PO, dropping the pair of 6s at the bottom to make things fun. And Justin draws a 5, so we just see a wiped sight. And nothing really beyond that, just all right, both sites wiped. Everyone's happy, and we see where this goes now. Justin's got 9 cards in hand, and he's going to have 14 force to work with, versus Matt, who's a little light on options right now. He's only got 3 cards in hand. He can only, he can draw a couple, but he's not even drawing a couple. He's moving, so he moves Chocolord Vader in front of Owen and Baru. Matt can't activate down to that 5 he drew. He'll be a couple force short if he tries to drop everybody in on top of Vader and just draw the 5 and get it. So let's see what we see here. Yeah, Nabber into the Cavern would be a hot play, but I mean, he's going to have to do something to. Matt's sort of taken over all his Tatooine sites right now, and he can't really, Justin's got to do something about that too. All those Dark Jedi running around Tatooine is not a recipe for Justin being happy. I think Matt's just deciding if he wants to draw that last one or not. He keeps a force save just to bluff barrier, or be able to play Gick or something in the case of a draw their fire, some sort of beatdown, which this deck definitely could drop. Yeah, I mean, just Rey alone could clear Lord Maul, as we see a combined fleet action from hand being lost by Justin, and that was it, because he is flipped without down. See Drano 1 at the system. There goes the double back. Justin is draining for free right now. Like, if he's got a way to just go to the audience, load up the entrance cavern and go nuts, he certainly has some potential there to just play the ignore game and say, I'm going to, loop It's a Hits if he's got a third Leia, just a way to kind of keep himself alive a little bit. There's an Unita at the farm for Luke, so he'll be able to flip him back. I'm also a little curious if we're going to see some sort of, I just don't feel like, I don't know. I feel like there's a beatdown asking to happen. Something like a Luke plus his hunting rifle is suddenly a lot of power. Like, that's a nasty thing. But yeah, I think so. We get Luke to Cavern in chat. We see Luke to the Cavern, which I think makes sense. Rey to Cantina, celebrate. I don't think you even necessarily need to go Rey to the Cantina unless you're just trying to back up Owen and Baru. Or you just drop Rey to kill, clear Maul, and then move Owen and Baru in, which isn't a terrible plan either. I think Luke to the Cavern, if you don't have some way to deliver nastiness with Luke, that's the play. Justin just verified his reserve deck and gave up a verify, so Matt knows the 6 cards that are in there. Alright, so all of the things we talked about where Luke could go, the farm was not one of those things. Like, I was thinking you could try and, go for a mega beatdown on Maul. That didn't happen. Going to the cavern and just, sticking your fingers in your ears and going, nope, no, I'm going to outdrain you. That didn't happen. Leia comes back with the Walkling, so he's going to get Leia. Oh, all right. I don't hate that, actually. Like, with the Lando covers your forfeit, which will keep Luke alive. Frankly, your 2 Destiny have a pretty good chance of just clearing everybody. Like, Vane and Palpatine don't forfeit for a ton. Palpatine does. But Vane is only a forfeit of 4. Forlon's only a forfeit of 3. Like, You draw, get a total of like 10 up there, and all of a sudden you cost him at a couple guys, and he doesn't really have the cards in hand to retaliate. Yeah, it's... I don't love not battling, although this would be a solid, threat on Leia. Lando won't survive a Force Lightning, but we didn't see a Force Lightning yet. We saw Matt search for it once and fail on the search, and he hasn't used it otherwise. Yeah, see, I think this is still the right play. I like the battle here. I would have loved to see a celebration on Tatooine first, but we see the +5 to total power, drawing 2 destiny. Like, Justin may be clearing this site at just the cost of Lando. And then potentially retrieving Lando to cancel one of those drains, which is also a solid little play. Looks like it's on Justin to decide if there's anything else he wants to do after he added 5 to power. So here, okay, so Palpatine is going and grabbing Force Lightning. He does have it in the deck. I wasn't sure, if he had it or not. So this will be a very likely fry sizzle on Lando. Oh, there's the Endor Celebration to just straight cancel it. That was big. That Endor Celebration was very big for Justin. Because if Lando gets sizzled there, this isn't a great spot, for Justin. With that celebration, yeah, he's real happy right now. So draws up a 4 for Battle Destiny. He's going to add 1 to that, make it a 5. And another 4. So he's got a 9 that is potentially just Palpatine, which is actually good for... Oh! Matt drawing the 1. That's bad. I think you're just going to wipe the site there for Dark. Lando's the only guy without immunity, and I think Lando's the guy that has to die no matter what. But I think if I'm Dark, yep, there goes Lando. I think if I'm Matt, I'm not willing to peel. Yeah, the Force Lightning would have missed had he let it go. Way to twist the knife there, Joker King. I'm sure Matt will love contemplating that later and going, well, I would have missed the Force Lightning anyways. I don't think that's going to improve his mood on this. That battle went real badly for him a whole lot of ways, and I think you just move Owen and Beru over to the farm to give you some forfeit fodder there, or right into the teeth of Maul and say, I'm going to add 3 to my power, I've got a Hoojix, I'm going to kill you, and let's see. Yep, that's... I don't think you need to ultimatum here, Paul, because you still have 1 Leia cancel free, and you definitely want to use that Leia cancel, although you're not going to get Lando back, but you're still going to use that Leia cancel. There's the 6 he would have drawn for Battle Destiny had the Fry Sizzle not been canceled. That, I'm sure, is really helping Matt's mood right now. Justin loses a grappling hook off the top. Not a great card to Leia back, but at this point you're not that picky, because I can't envision Matt has anything better to do than force that second drain through Leia and, just say, all right, moving forward I can drain. So, and that's exactly what he does. Leia's going to get back to 5. MHT's got 5 in his reserve right now, and thanks, that gives me a good time to do a force count. MHT has 23 cards down and 3 in hand for a total of 26. Justin's got 22 down and 6 in hand for a total of 28. So Justin's a couple force ahead And he's winning the battle plan battle, which is good. And I don't know that MHT's got a great answer for that, like with only 3 cards in hand. Here comes the new Boba Fett with Blaster Rifle Virtual. That's not good for Justin and Appleck. Wow. So Matt had 3 cards in hand, and 2 of them were mean characters. Matt, I think the only Destiny he knows is that the bottom one is a 1. But that Boba Fett with capturing could be nasty and make this a unpleasant spot here. I don't know that we necessarily see 2, or I think we do see 2 battles. I don't necessarily think Maul swings. I don't think he's... Yeah, Obi's Hut probably stops it unless he spins like a 6. And even that, then Obi's Hut still stops because it's just a straight Destiny for capture. So he is getting an extra battle Destiny with Appleck, though, which might be enough anyways to just clear them both. There's the 5, which will hit. Obi-Wan's Hut it down by 2, but then it's still a Destiny +2, so he's hit, he's just not captured. Forfeit reduced by 3, not a huge deal, as I expect we'll see an activate 1 from I Can't Believe He's Gone, and then pay 1 to add 5 to the power. Loses the 5 off top, which, yeah, it was the grappling hook, he wasn't going to get drawn anyways. So activates 1 with I Can't Believe He's Gone. On to Matt to take an action in battle. I don't think he's got anything he wants to do right here. I can't envision anything too crazy. Yep, so there's Justin using Master Kenobi, adding 5 to his total power, so he's not going to get overflowed here, even if Matt does draw real good. I'm still impressed. Matt had 3 cards in hand, and 2 of them comboed to make a nice little pair. There's Aura with Blaster for 1 Destiny and Phantom Menace, so that is going to be enough to clear Luke and Leia and flip Matt back to the 7 side of his objective. Justin draws a 4, which is cute. I'd assume that will be Boba Fett, and you'll just keep Appleck there and say, come get it. As Luke and Leia, or Leia and then Luke dies, which flips MHT back to the 7 side. On the one hand, you hate giving up the Maul there. He cannot activate. He's activating 13 and he's got 19 in reserve. So Paul, he will not be able to activate to that Jedi Lev and then, deploy Rey to grab it. I like the thought process. Yeah, I'd be more surprised if there's not other Luke. So Matt decides not to battle against Owen and Beru. Seems likely he's maybe trying to draw for something like a sniper or a You Are Beaten to allow him to survive that battle. Looks like he stopped here for a second with 2 cards in force. Oh, he draws 2-1, so he might have found a sniper or something along those lines. We'll see. Pays 1 for Appleck to keep him alive, and makes Justin peel 1 to Visage. Justin loses Wedge, Red Squadron leader. So looks like Justin was going fairly heavy space. I mean, with Wedge, Red Squadron leader, Luke and his ship being able to cancel Battle Destiny is pretty nasty there. Drains for 1 at the system. Matt loses an I Am Your Father from hand. Seems like a solid loss since it's unique and already on table. Yeah, Wedge is good all around. Like, I like Wedge. There's Cassian to the Holo Theater to cancel Visage. Don't hate that play. I'm not a huge fan of Cassian simply because I don't like support characters that don't draw Destiny. And we see Jyn Erso to Mos Eisley to block that Vader drain. Um, and Ray to the Cavern to grab a card. I'm assuming we're still seeing Justin sit on a Hujix. Yeah, if he's got Celebration, this is the time to do it. I mean, I'm wondering if Justin's just not running Celebration. We'll find out right here. Like, if he doesn't deploy Celebration here, he's just plain not running it. Because I can't imagine he hasn't found it by now, and that would definitely be a difference maker in this match right now. Yeah, we haven't seen Celebration in any way. But we haven't seen it drawn for Destiny or anything. Yeah, I gotta imagine he's running it, and unless he's thinking, does he grab Luke instead of Celebration? Like, that might be the math he's trying to do. Is, does Luke here help him more? And I don't know if it does. Like, because we haven't seen Matt hit the Masterful combo either. So, like, if he celebrates here and Matt immediately cancels it, that doesn't really help. He's lost some of that tempo that he could have gotten by getting Luke. But he's got Cassian now threatening a nasty little drain that's around Coward. Justin skips deploy phase, so we do not see a Celebration come down. And he might just be waiting until he sees that Masterful Move or that Masterful Move combo get lost. Because right now, Matt can drain him for one. I imagine Matt's got something, but like, even if he's got a sniper, do you use it on Jyn? Or do you use it on Lord Maul? We know he's got a comm scan in deck. We saw it drawn for Destiny earlier. But Justin's going to force Matt to prove it. Force him to get the card and have it to play, because without it, Jin's pretty nasty there. And Justin saves a force to potentially move Jyn if Matt doesn't have anything and just moves Vader to the farm to back up Applek or whatever he thinks is the best play here. Alright, so we get a revert. Matt meant to activate 2 less than his max, so that means he's planning to do something. Probably not pay 3 to drain for 1. Like, I definitely don't like the... I never like paying 3 to drain for 1. I've said it before on other streams, and... Oh, Matt changes his mind again. He's going to do all 16 force, leaving 3. That's very possibly just a battle Bonabrew. As he plays the comm scan from hand to kill Jyn. I like that play. I like the... and he might have been holding that because he might have been able to cancel the Falcon Drain. In fact, he could have canceled the Falcon Drain with the last turn and decided to wait on it for the Jyn he expected to come, which I like. Justin did not grab that. I don't know that I wouldn't have minded him grabbing it, as he drops Ultimatum here. So it'll be a pay 3 to drain for 2. That's still probably worth it. Like, you need to cause force loss here. And there's the sniper. as well. Yeah, it's less scary with Farlam gone, but it's still, there's no need to give him that right now, and I don't know what else you're going to grab unless you're waiting for the masterful move and trying to do the masterful move non-combo and grab or combo and grab that. 7 and 5, that sounds like 12. That's a whole lot bigger than 3, and that also shuts down ultimatum, which means now we'll see pay 6 to drain for 6. I doubt we'll see the drain at Applix site. That's just not super impactful. It's a hit would be a snazzy card here, although I don't think we've seen it yet. Nope, he's just peeling. Were you looking for me? A Skywalker and a 3PO. So he did have the Skywalkers that we were talking about early in the game. And we see another drain of 3 at the Cantina. See Anakin, Padawan Learner, another Han Chewie the Falcon, and a Jedi Lev all go straight away. He is going to pay 3 to drain for 1. Starting to do the math here. He's got Justin down to, Justin's down to 12 cards down and 4 in hand, so he's got 16 force total. Matt's got 20 cards down and 2 in hand, so now he's ahead 6. The Lost in the Wilderness would have been that would have just been mean. Would have been impressive. I thought it was a real good play. As chat, we've got Joker King and Paul Myers going back and forth, and definitely with some good thought process. So Matt's just going to draw some cards here. He says, you know what, I'm ahead right now. I like where I'm set up. I like how I'm set up. He is going to eat a drain of 5, but he's not crushed with that. It's a free drain versus his that he's paying for, which stinks a little bit, but he's got more cards left. It's 5 instead of 6. I think he's okay with the way this is going, as Justin activates everything. So he's got 11 force to work with here. See a drain of 1 at Tatooine. There goes force push from hand. We'll see a drain of 2 at the entrance cavern. I'm expecting we'll see more cards from hand. Yep, there's a We Must Accelerate from hand. And now he's down to 4 cards in hand. There's a 4th force field from hand, which is probably a solid loss. We just saw Luke's hunting rifle go lost earlier. Joker King suggesting to put someone in front of Maul or an Applek. Yeah, I mean, I would do Maul instead of Applek simply because it blocked the drain of 3 instead of the drain of 1. If you're expecting them to die either way. I don't hate the idea of just spreading out on the Executor. Although, if Matt's got a way to come kill Rey, that becomes a bad thing, If you drop... So the drain of 2 on the Executor, we'll see a Phantom Menace go from hand. And he's got 1 more force he's got left to lose. So, I think if you're going to spread to both Executor sites, you need a way to make sure you don't just lose that entrance cavern to a random anyone that can draw Destiny. Yeah, I would not hate at all guy in front of Maul and Celebration. And Palpatine lost from hand as well. I think he figures he's not going to get that going. There's a Secret Plans from MHT that feels very late, but might be he knows Celebration's coming. Justin might just be digging like heck, trying to find it. I feel like 2 Jins is 1 too many for the deck. Honestly, I'd rather see an It's a Hit than another Jin. An It's a Hit is a much more generally useful card that you're probably going to get a lot of use out of, because there's not a lot of decks out there right now that can take over your Tatooine sites and knock you off the system. So you'll get the cancel text on It's a Hit, canceling things like Ellis or the random It's Worse, or you're using it to cancel a drain because you let them have a site and you went there. So there's Luke in front of Maul. Okay. It's fine. Luke's got to go somewhere. In front of Maul, blocks a drain of 3. Puts Ultimatum back in play. There is another Jin. So Paul knows the deck, and I'm just going off of 2 Jin seems like a lot. I'll see the Ray grab. Luke getting his hand, which will bump his immunity and allow Justin to go get something like the I can't believe he's gone, or you do have your moments to add thing. Yeah, with putting down a second Jin, I definitely think a Comscan grab would not have hurt. Justin just drawing a couple. So Luke is... Actually, Luke was power 11 there because Owen and Baru had died the turn before. Like, could have seen a battle out of Luke, potentially. And Visage is dead, so nobody's peeling anymore. But Justin is down to 8 cards down versus MHT's 15. But MHT's again staring at the I can't drain for, I can pay 3 to drain for 1, which isn't a fun feeling. So let's see where he goes with this. He's only got 2 cards in hand. I feel like he's got to go after Luke. Like, you can't let Luke live, even with Visage dead. I think you have to try and kill Luke. And honestly, I would not hate at all if you've got, like I said, any random character who can draw Destiny, and you just drop in front of Ray, kill them both, and you can ignore the Cassian drain. I feel like there is a celebration. We just haven't seen it yet because Justin, I think the Ray pull, he was sitting and trying to decide between celebration and Luke, and he decided on Luke. Because I think that was the turn to do it when he played Ray to the Entrance Cavern and was looking at all that stuff. I think that's all he could do. So Matt's leaving 4 in reserve, which again screams battle Luke, swing at Luke, draw Destiny, battle Ray, draw Destiny, and stick your tongue out at Cassian as he does nothing because a coward. But let's see if I'm right or if I'm wrong. So Matt's got 11 cards down, or 11 force active, 4 in reserve, 2 cards in hand. Excuse me. Yep, there's random dude that draws Destiny in front of Ray. You got Aura Singh with Blaster Rifle. So battling Ray first. Don't hate that. Justin will activate 1 off. I can't believe he's gone. He can't add anything to the power because Ray's not a rebel. And I don't think he necessarily needs to. Let's see what we do here. And that might be you do have your moments, might not. Because that can cancel and cause a redraw. So he may choose just not to swing at Luke if he knows what his I don't think he knows what his Destiny are, though. Like, you need to have a 5 or a 6 there. So there's a 5 for Battle Destiny. The other option is if he knows his Destiny are good enough on the swing, just swing and hit Luke and go, fine, cancel my Battle Destiny. I just want Luke dead. So there's a 5 back, so Ray and Aura clear the entrance cavern. Matt's perfectly happy with that course of action. Justin's probably not quite as enthused about it. We are going to see a battle against Luke here. We've got Lord Maul. Does not swing. So Luke is going to Bionic Hand and grab... Let's see if he grabs the You Do Have Your Moments. Grabs Perimeter Scan. Oh, it's exchanges Perimeter Scan for You Do Have Your Moments. Yep, so the not swinging was probably the right call. You know, this way he can cycle the Battle Destiny. You know, Matt won't love it if he draws high enough to kill Luke and then misses on the second one, but it is what it is. Let's see where this goes. Oh, we are swinging. I don't love that knowing he's got the You Do Have Your Moments, because there's a 7. So you do have your moments to cancel and cause a redraw. So now Matt's not getting a Battle Destiny either way. And unless these are good enough, he's not necessarily hitting. So that's a 2. So he needs to draw 3 here. Like, I think he's got it. Oh, that Vader again. Ooh, that Vader has been rough. Matt's drawn him for Destiny more than once. Yeah, this is definitely not the spot Matt wanted to be in. I think Justin's got this. He's definitely advantaged here. He's actually going to lose Maul and 1, it looks like. Yep. That's... ouch. And there goes that Darth Vader. There goes that Darth Vader from used pile for the 1 damage. I think that was a spite pitch from Matt. He's definitely not happy with that right now. My wife is here.
You're supposed to be done.
Pointing out that I was supposed to be done streaming as she brought home Cheesecake Factory for me. So now I get to sit and watch her eat a bite of cheesecake because I'm not done streaming yet. This is what I'm doing for you guys. I am watching my wife eat cheesecake while I do nothing about it because I'm here streaming for you guys. I hope you appreciate that. So yeah, this is going to be rough. Matt moves Vader in. Jin follows. Matt's going to draw a few cards, but he is in a rough spot here. This did not end up in the position he wants to be in. As we'll see a drain of 4. As we'll see a Cantina Shuffle, drain of 4. And that'll put Matt in the point where he really can't deploy anyone else. Now, the question for Matt is, did he draw into the comm scan, and can he get Justin below 4? Because Matt doesn't need to win, he just needs to lose by 4 or less, and actually Lost Piles might come into play so if he loses by 4, he's got a 6-card advantage in Lost. So this game is still not, or this match is still not over. We have a, it's going to be close. There's the drain of 2, drain of 1. There's the restraining bolt Matt's been apparently holding on to for a little while, or potentially holding on to. Now, are we going to see him shuffle Luke over, or is Justin going to do something like break Jin's cover and battle out Vader and just try and lock it down? Because that comm scan's got to give him a little bit of a worry. Now, if he moves Luke away and eats the comm scan, drain a 3, things could get a little bit interesting. So he is going to move Luke over and drain for 1 more. That's fine. Matt loses a masterful move from use pile. Justin's got 7 force active. He's got 8 force down and 5 in hand. So he's got a total of 13 force versus MHT's 11. Justin is draining for free. There comes Yoda, Master of the Force, to the entrance cavern. Still no celebration coming down. Like, that's the card. Yeah, if he knows he's got what he's got there, he could break Jin's cover, but breaking Jin's cover alone feels like a recipe for her just getting choked. And unless he's doing something like running put that down combo, and he's not, he's just going to draw a couple cards. Let's see what Matt's got here. I mean, if he doesn't have the comm scan here, I think this is a well played, Justin. Thanks for the games. If he's got the comm scan here, it's going to get interesting. You know, you activate it all. Yep, that's what Matt's doing. Activate everything. Paying 3 to drain for 1 with Applek, because he is still, you know, just in the point where he needs to, if he can get him down to 4, we might have a very close game. But he's got to do something, because that Yoda drain of 2 is going to be bad. Justin loses Padme from hand, so we see another character go away, which might have been a card he was sitting and thinking about, because it could have used it to cancel Vader's text and just eliminated Vader right away. Yeah, if Matt doesn't do anything, that drain of 6 is basically going to end it, because he needs a way to get rid of the Jin. So moves Applek to Lars Farm. Did not draw his comm scan, so he may be trying to draw for it right now and hope. Honestly, at whatever point he hits it, he might just want to comm scan Jin and plan ahead. And at least force Justin to worry about that drain. I don't know. Matt's trying, looking for something, and yeah, that comm scan is it's the only card I can think of that gives him a chance. You know, he does block the drain, so there is the comm scan. So he's going to play that right now. Yep, he'll just play it right away to kill Jin. Doesn't necessarily want to be tracking the 4. Yeah, I think Justin's got to grab that. Yep, there's the grab. Simply grab to remove a force. You know, Matt's down to 10 force total, and Justin's also at 10, but Justin's threatening a higher drain, and Justin's draining for free. And draining for free is something you can't overlook in terms of value. So we'll see a drain of 5 here, which is all going to be all of Matthew's hand, or most of his hand, and then a couple of his force down. But he's only got 5 down, and Justin's got 7 down. Matt accelerating to look at his reserve deck. He's going to show it to Justin as well. Upkeep is annoying, Matt. He's activating enough. This is the first turn where I think the upkeep is really he would have liked to keep that, draw that card as well. Drain a 2 at the Hollow Theater. There goes another Applet from hand, and a Maul's Infiltrator. Applet, he couldn't afford to deploy another one and do anything with him, so. Drain of 2 at the Entrance Cavern, as we see a Lord Maul with Lightsaber from reserve deck and an Emperor Palpatine from hand. Again, wouldn't have been able to deploy him anyways. And that drain of 1 at Tatooine. So we see a Phantom Menace go from hand. So Matt now has no cards in hand. Only 5 cards down. We've not seen a Masterful Move combo. Like, I mean, if Justin wants to twist the knife here would be the... We did not see any Sith Furies. That was actually a surprise. That would have changed the math on the keep drawing the Vader Emperor's Enforcer that Matt drew twice to bad effect. Yeah, those ones were not what he wanted. No celebration, just moves Luke away and says, fine, you have 5 force, you can drain me for 2. And I think that's going to be game. Like, he can activate 5, he can pay 3 to drain for 2, he can move Applet over, and he can pay Applet's upkeep. And Justin's still going to have more than 4 force left. It's a drain of 3, but Ultimatum is in effect, so Justin will lose 2 from hand. There's a Sabine and a Run Luke Run. Sort of waiting to see if Matt concedes at this point or what he does here. Like, I think he's got to have figured out the math on it as well. Because, yeah, even if he moves over, he's got to... There's a drain of 5 there. Yep, there's Matt with the GG. So Justin wins the second game by 7, which means Justin will advance to the round of 8. I'm not sure who he's going to play in the next round. I hope at this point everyone will leave me and go check out the PC game. Oh, nice. Someone in chat is saying Justin will be playing Chris Werfs in the next round. So that will be a good matchup. But I hope at this point everyone drops me and goes to watch the Jared Napolitano versus Mike Kessling matchup. And that Dan and Googs are streaming on the PC's channel. So thank you all for watching. Hope you had a great time. I know I did. I'm going to hang up on y'all and go eat my cheesecake that my wife stuck in front of me just to tease me because that's what she wants to do. So y'all have a great night. Go watch the PC stream. And congratulations to Justin.